Welcome to this Yin Yoga for Creative Fuel. This is part one. Next week, you will get part two. We are going to begin by resting back for some centering for about 5 minutes to connect with the ground, your breathing, and transition from the busyness of your everyday life. So begin by feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Letting your physical body sink down into the support. Feeling your breath in your body. And allowing yourself to arrive here now. As you breathe in, you can say, I am here. And as you breathe out, you can say, this is now. I am here. This is now. In this pose, we're going to focus on the distraction of shiny things as we begin our class. When we're thinking about creative fuel, it's easy to get distracted by shiny things. In the world of social media, I'll speak for myself, it's been embarrassingly easy to slip into a pattern of pleasing the algorithm. You know what I mean? Creating for the likes, the views, the online external praise, and feedback. And in a world of social media, there's a real push to be consistent and always producing more and more. The shelf life of an average creation, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, is only 12 hours. So creations are only valuable when they're new and when they are validated with likes and views. And this does not create creative fuel at all. Chris Ann of Sacred Creators Oracle calls this the distraction of shiny things. Comparing yourself to others, getting caught up in glittery options, all flash and no substance. So here is some gorgeous Chris Ann advice. Focus on finding your powerful glow instead, for nothing in the world is more magical. How do you avoid the temptation of shiny, meaningless things? What's your particular brand of shiny? And how do you communicate your divine light when you are in the zone? So maybe there are some questions that you can ask yourself as we begin this two-part series, this two-part class on creative fuel, Yin Yoga for Creative Fuel. Okay, so you're going to slowly roll to your side and make your way up to seated for our first yin yoga posture, which is going to be butterfly pose. Okay, so bringing the soles of your feet together, creating some space between you and your groin, and folding forward. You can fill the space here with blocks or pillows. I'm just in the middle of forest, so I didn't bring any props. You're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes. You might also want to have a bolster here that you can lean on, or leaning here against your forehead. So finding a position where we feel sensation on the inside of your thighs, maybe into your glutes here. And then you want to be able to soften, be still, be able to stay for a while. We'll be in this pose for 5 minutes. In this pose, we're focusing on nourishing the sacred feminine. Nourishing the sacred feminine. Nourish the inner knowing of your feminine mind. Listen unconditionally to your intuition. Honor the cycles and rhythms of nature in your life. Now is a time of deep introspection as you wait for an idea to grow and develop. You've planted the seeds, and sometimes divine timing requires a period of rest as things culminate and ripen. Lunar energy is open and receptive. It asks you to reflect, to pause, to wait. It's the waning crescent that casts a moonlit glow over the landscape of your life. There's trickled light on your path, but only dimly, because it allows you to listen to the subtle signs and the wise whispers that are all around you. This dim light lets us look softly, not strain. Instead, we focus on our inner knowing, allowing our intuition to illuminate our path and to trust ourselves. So in this pose, you can reflect on how you nourish the receptive, intuitive state. How do you nourish the receptive, intuitive state? Okay, so slowly releasing up and then resting back so that you can feel the flow of chi in your body. So receiving the posture. For the next pose, we're going to do cow's face legs or shoelace legs in yin. If it's hard on your knees, you can always do this on your back so that there's less gravity pouring through, where you would cross one leg over the other and pull it in, hold it in on your chest like this. Way easier on the knee joints in particular. And we're going to add eagle's arms, so you could also do that lying on your back. Otherwise, you're going to come up to seated, and we'll take cow's face from seated, left leg over right leg. And you can fill the space underneath your buttocks. If there's a lot of lift between the knees, just either put a pillow or a blanket here or a block underneath that can be supportive if your glutes are tight. And it's actually really good to do that because if you're not looking after the hip joints, then it goes into the next available joint, which would be the knees, and we don't want to do that. And then we're going to do it with eagle arms. And this is going to be a slightly less long hold, so we'll do this for 3 minutes. So you're going to take your left arm up and your right arm underneath, palms together. And just finding that appropriate edge by just adjusting the posture. Elbows can be in and lower for less or away and up for more. And for the lower body, more would be leaning forward a bit, and back would be less intensity would be sitting straight up. So see if you can soften, particularly in your shoulders, between your eyebrows, space between your teeth. And release the side from your body, and we'll go over to the other side before we feel the rebound. So if you're on your back, you'll switch your legs. And from here, we'll switch so that the left leg is on top. And then propping is necessary. Remembering this side can be quite different. And then this time, the right hand will be on top and the left hand will be meeting it, maybe. And this side could be different too with the shoulders. So backs of hands can be together, palms together, backs of hands together, or palms together. And this side will focus on overrating our intuition. Overrate your intuition. Overrate your intuition every single time. Chris Ann says, this cheeky crystal ball is winking at you. It's saying you already know the answer. Quiet your mind and listen for the nudges of your soul. It's speaking to you, and it's time to pay attention to your gut reactions, hunches, and best guesses. When you tune into the language of metaphor and dreams, you will notice the subtle signs that are continuously directing you, and your unconscious mind has some potent messages for you. If you run into an old friend or make a serendipitous connection with someone, it's meant to be noticed. If something feels untrue, it's meant to be noticed. There are no coincidences, and your intuition is a powerful tool that is becoming even stronger. Check in with your heart and notice what feels good and what feels off. What are your personal indications that your intuition is speaking to you? Where do you feel it in your body? What feels like a yes? What feels like a no? Can you think of a time that you chose not to trust your intuition and learned how powerful it actually was as a result? Okay, slowly release this posture from your body. And we're going to rest back and feel the flow of chi. Okay, for your next pose, you're going to take your feet over to the left corner of your mat. You can even hook your right ankle over your left and bring your torso over to the left side of the mat. You can take your arms overhead, holding onto your elbows or your wrists. And if your shoulders are really tight, you can always prop with the bolster overhead as well. Whatever works best for you in your body. You're going to be in Bananasana for 5 minutes. So take some time to just find that appropriate edge for you in your body. And then let yourself soften. Remember, it's about how the pose feels. It's not an aesthetic practice. Yin yoga is not an aesthetic practice. You want to be able to be still and to be able to stay for a while in the poses. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. Remembering that yin is in the realm of receptivity, so we want to be able to receive these poses. In this pose, we'll be focusing on making a mission statement for your soul. The mission statement for your soul is about your soul journey and in finding meaning in everything you do in your life. Let go of the big overarching purpose and make a mission statement for your soul. Don't get tricked into spending a lifetime trying to pinpoint the perfect be-all and end-all goal. Simply move towards what makes your heart happy. Sacred tasks are not always logical or rational, and they're not going to fit into a life plan. They come from spirit. You will know you're getting close when you feel inspired. Okay, you really slowly release this pose and come back to center. Just allow your spine to unravel, your shoulders to relax, and Then we'll take this pose to the other side. Feet to the right corner of the mat, torso to the right corner of the mat, arms overhead in whatever configuration makes the most sense for you and your body. And taking a few moments to find that appropriate edge in your body to be comfortable, soft, still. Reflecting on that mission statement for your soul. Ask yourself, what is my sacred why? Underneath money, success, stability, beyond independence, creativity, inspiration, what do you want to do? Imbue your mission for your soul with passion and knowing. What is my sacred why? Okay, let's go ahead and release this pose and come into your final resting position for this week. There'll be a part 2 of this class next week. So choose your position for Shavasana. And let yourself settle in to receive your practice. In your Shavasana, we will focus on choosing who you are becoming. Choose who you are becoming. You always have a choice. You get to choose the mission of your soul, to walk towards the path of your soul self and to allow spirit to lead you. You always have a choice. You get to choose the mission of your soul, to walk the path towards your soul self and to allow spirit to lead you. You are always in a state of becoming. You are a multi-passionate, multi-talented, creative being, full of infinite potential. You are free to make one choice at a time. Make a choice that will allow you to take the next step towards the most beautiful version of you. And a poem for you today is called For Beauty by John O'Donohue from his book To Bless the Space Between Us. As stillness in stone to silence is wed, may solitude foster you truth in word. As the river flows in ideal sequence, may your soul review where time is presence. As the moon absolves the dark of distance, may your style of thought bridge the indifference. As the breath of light awakens color, may the dawn anoint your eyes with wonder. As spring rain softens the earth with surprise, may your winter places be kissed by light. As the ocean dreams to the joy of dance, may the grace of change bring you elegance. As clay anchors a tree in light and wind, may your outer life grow from peace within. As twilight pervades the belief of night, may beauty sleep lightly within your heart. So tune into your physical body. And be curious about what part of your body would like to move first. And then invite movement into that part of your body, beginning to wiggle and stretch out. And as you're wiggling and stretching out, just to let you know that the link to Chris Ann's Oracle deck with all the cards that we showed in this class, and also the link to the John O'Donohue poem and his book To Bless the Space Between Us will be in the show notes below. Often people ask me about this, and for the most part, the links to where to get these resources are in the show notes, so you can pretty much always find them there. And if you can't, let me know and I'll make sure to add them. So make your way up to seated. We'll gather the fruits of our practice first into ourselves and then offer them out into the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So thanks so much for joining us for part 1 of this Yin Yoga for Creative Fuel class. Give it a thumbs up if you're looking forward to part 2 next week, and subscribe to the channel for part 2, and put my creative fuel is energized in the comments, and be sure to share it with anybody that you think would enjoy it. And let us know if you like this beautiful space we're filming in. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. And may you be as strong as our mountains. Much love, many blessings.